Hey guys, welcome back to Jack on Tracks. And in this episode, we're going to take this flat car that you've seen us working on in a couple of previous videos, and we're going to finish it. We're going to get the wood deck on and finish it up completely. And I've had this thing sitting in my box for probably close to 30 years. It's a Roco Mini Tank patent. If any of you guys, I don't know if they still make these things or not. If anybody you remember these things, they were pretty, pretty heavily detailed for what they were. This thing I think is only missing the 50 cal on top, but since it's going to be in transit, the only gun that's going to be on here is going to be the main gun. So we're going to take it apart, do a little sanding on it because there's a little bit of ugliness over here, and we're going to prime it, paint it, and we're going to mount it on this flat car. And this is going to be a new flat car for my layout. All right, guys, so let's get going. Once again, the Berkshire Valley wood deck. They now are Berkshire Valley American Model Builders on their website. They bought American Model Builders, my understanding, and which is awesome because they still make a great product. They still have great customer service, and they're made in America. And we didn't lose a model railroad business to the abyss. All right, so let's get this one apart and figure it out. We're going to get these primed up. I'm going to clip off this gun because in reality, they're not going to send a vehicle over the rails with the gun. The main gun, you can't steal the main gun. It's too big. So they're not worried about that. But there's a little flashing on here. We want to get rid of that. And we're going to sand down. There's a little flashing on here. So we're going to work on that a little bit. Alright, so let's smooth that out a little bit. There's still a little bit of imperfection in it, but this is actually like cloth in reality on what's on the tank. It's actually a cloth cover. So it's not going to be perfect. I mean, you probably really wouldn't notice it, but I can see it. It's probably might cause an issue later on with the paint. Alright, so this thing also has an opening hatch at the top. We are never going to put a person in this thing, and it's no need for it to open anymore. So we're going to fix that. So let's get this mounted up on something to prime. And these little antennas got knocked around a little bit, so I find that you have a piece that's a little so-so. You hit it with that, with the Tamiya. It gets back in there, kind of melts it all back together again, and you're good. So the one thing that I learned from watching a bunch of military modelers on YouTube is drill out your barrel. It doesn't look like much, but it's just enough to give it that. Someone sees it from the front. Looks like a tank. All right. So let's get this stuff mounted up and primed, and then we'll be back. All right, guys. So you saw we got put together. We just put it all together. The main part of the tank is done. So what we're gonna do towards the end, we're gonna mount this on here, and I'm gonna chain this down with a piece of wood across there. I don't know. Might it be prototypical? Maybe. Well, let's hit this. Let's give this a little touch of some panel line. See what that does. You know something? It's dark, so let's go with a light panel line. See what happens. We're just touching. We're getting in here with this panel line. I don't know if we're going too much, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to patch some of this out in a second. That's making some stuff pop. Yeah. We'll try the gray. We'll try a little bit of the black. Black might have been the way to go. And we'll just go over it again with the black. Yeah, the black panel line looks better, so we're gonna go with the black panel line from now on. Alright, so we'll just let that dry up and then we'll come back and we'll look at it. Looks like it's gonna dry up the way we want it to. This one, we'll come in here, we'll get a little accent on a few things. These treads are gonna get hit with some rust. We're gonna actually come in here with some rust panel line too a little bit later. So we'll just let that sit, and then we'll come back to it in a day. I'm gonna go to work, so that'll be nice and dry in a day or so. We'll come back. We'll do a little dry brushing. We'll go over it with a little bit of a light wash to blend everything together, and then we'll go over it with my favorite finishing agent, dirt. That's what this is. What they call it, dirt. But I have that, and I also I got a set of Vallejo stuff here too. Rust. Maybe we'll give that a shot. A little rust powder on there. Make this puppy look a little more worn. Hey guys, welcome back. So basically, what we did was we primed this, and then we shot this with the Army green, U.S. military dark green. I think it looks fabulous. I wish I had a decal to put on it, but I don't. So this tank is going to be set up this way with the back. I'm going to use some of the wood that I had floating around here that I used to do the other flat car, and we're going to put this on. We're going to just prop the gun up. I think that's pretty much what they would do. They would prop it up and then tie it down so it doesn't bounce around and damage the tank and damage the barrel. I think. So we're going to do that. I'll try to find some pictures before. All right. The panel line actually worked out pretty nice after I clear coated everything. It actually really did kind of make it pop. But what it needs is a little dry brushing. So we're going to hit this with a little dry brush, and then we're going to clear coat it again. There's a couple of things in here we're gonna touch up. We're gonna hit with some paint. Nah, maybe not. Nah, that's good. That looks fine the way it is. So we'll leave that in there. I was actually thinking of putting rush streaks on it, but I'm thinking this is gonna be fine the way it is. But wait, like I said, we're coming here. We're gonna do a little dry brush on here, just to pop some highlights. I got the Tamiya weathering master kit. It's all right, and I got some distress pencils. Never used the distress pencils to do this, so I don't really know how. Really, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't really used distress pencils very much, so I really don't know how it's gonna work. Let me try it under here. Let me see how it works. No, not liking it. Nope. Nah. You know, with this chalk, this worked good the last time, so making some of the drive pop a little bit. The thing is even though this looks pretty like it's highlighting a lot, it is, but when you hit this, when you hit this with the second coat of dull coat over the top of it, it really knocks it down. All right, that side I didn't touch up any. I didn't do any highlights on that side. That side didn't. You can see the difference. A little bit of dirt in there really does change stuff around a little bit. I don't know why I'm putting the dirt on there now, because as soon as I hit this with the clear coat again, it's going to wipe all the dirt. You're going to lose all the dirt in there. But it does, I just think it adds a little bit here and there. Now, funny thing is, before we go any further, is that this piece around the barrel is actually canvas. The only thing I got that's close to canvas, maybe. Oh, it's old wood. That brown. I don't know if Roco, I don't even know if they're still in business, this company. But if I could find like 5 more of these, I think that would make a cool train. Let that dry, and then we'll hit this with a coat of another coat of Tamiya dull. That's probably going to hide a lot of what's on here, and then I'll just come back and touch up. Any of the light weathering is going to get covered, and the dark stuff the brighter white will probably stay. If not, I'll come back in and touch it up, and we'll leave it at that. Oh, let me before I forget, I gotta do a little dry brushing on the other side. All right, so let's go take this over with dull coat, and we'll come back and we'll show you what it looks like, because that's pretty much done as far as I'm concerned with the weathering and stuff for this thing. It's going to look pretty sick, I think. We'll chain it down. I'm going to have to come in here and maybe drill out those holes right there. And I have some tie downs. I may just come in here and eyelets and screw those in there, just to have those screwed down in there, you know, and then this will be set on the flatbed and sent. Yep. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Alright guys, so that's basically it for the tank. It's all done up. I mean, you can see it's got some highlights on it, some high spots, you know, it shows up. The the flat is, you know, the flat color covers are pretty good, and in general looks pretty decent. I think it's going to look good on a rail car going down the track. The panel line really does kind of set it off, and some of the highlights inside, really did kind of cover it up pretty good. Make it pop pretty good. So we're gonna call a wrap for this episode. Thanks for watching Jack on Tracks. Like and subscribe, and hit that notification button if you want to see more stuff like this. And once again, thanks for putting up my shenanigans and nonsense. And as always, I'll catch you later.